All right, guys, so today we're chugging along once again on the Sonda. We are in the home stretch. In terms of builds, we still have a lot ahead of us, but in terms of how much work we've already had to put into this damn car, we're getting there. So yesterday we got a lot done. We got the rear end in, we did all the front brake stuff, we buffed the tunnel, we got the battery in, it all looks great. This morning we threw a protective layer of vinyl on the tunnel to protect it, because as you guys know, we talked about leaving this exposed, and we didn't want to get all scratched up. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's vinyl on it now. So for today we're gonna try to make as much progress as we possibly can with all of the parts that we have. First thing I want to tackle is the rear brake lines, because as you guys know, yesterday we ran all of the front lines. It looks amazing, and I couldn't find anything for the rear. This morning I dug through all my hoarding stuff, and I was able actually to piece together a full brake line setup, which is hilarious. This is literally made up of a bunch of fittings I found in my toolbox and a bunch of random lines I had laying around. There's like an E30 rear brake line kit right here. This was like my E36 ABS delete kit, partial of it, and then this is like a BMW clutch line. So this all tied together with my aftermarket 240 soft lines should all work, which is just too fantastic because that saved me a lot of money. Step one, BMW clutch line. This will adapt our banjo fitting to the other lines, since the banjo fittings needed to clear the downpipe. Okay. So now we're going to take our E30 rear line and attach it to the clutch line. Nice. Very nice. Cool. So now we can take this, we could bolt it up against the frame rail right there, and then we're going to use this frame rail right here, and we're just going to self-tap our P-clamps all the way down. You'll never know it's there. Boom. Nice. First one. About 15 more to go. So for the back half, we have this section right here. As you can tell, they are not the same length. This is what I pieced together, but it all works out because we can actually set this whole thing to be more biased to one side. This line ends up being too long, so it gives us the perfect amount of length to kind of stuff it back there, and we can kind of put the shorter end on this side and then run this longer end over the diff to that side. I think this should work out really well. You gotta love when stuff just works out. All right, check it out, check it out. You would think that this kit was made for this car. I love it. Look at that, over the diff, out of the way, gives plenty of room for the travel. It is beautiful, and just like that, the brake lines are officially done, which means the whole brake system is finished. Well, besides the dual calipers, but we'll deal with that later. All we have to do now is bleed it. Hopefully it bleeds out great, and we got brakes, which is, it might not sound like a big deal to you guys, but it's a huge deal. So now the car can stop. Now we just gotta work on making it go. So next step to making it go, I think we are ready to actually throw the engine harness in. Well, most of it. All right, so here we have a 1995 Nissan engine in a 2000 Honda Civic, which means it's not just like a plug and play thing. So of course we'd have to modify the OEM harness on the Nissan engine, and I was gonna do so until I realized that trying to find a clean, what is this kid doing? OEM harness was just not an option. So I hopped on Wiring Specialty's website, of course, went to go buy a KA harness, just to realize that they sell their very own universal harness, and of course I had to scoop it. So check it out. This is my new Wiring Specialties KA standalone harness right here. Of course, it is absolutely beautiful. I love the wires they use, the aluminum they use, the connectors, all of it is beautiful. I have the harness in like literally both my 240s in the Z. Not only is it meant to just kind of work in whatever chassis you put it in, I also have them pin it for the little additions that I have, like my K-Series coils. They'll plug right in, then like my ID1000 injectors. So we'll talk about how to get this thing to run on any chassis later on, but for now, let's get this thing on the engine and drape it all up and see how it looks. All right, so I don't think I've ever installed an engine harness so quickly in my life. These things are super easy. Not only do they label every plug, like idiot proof, I love it. They do a really good job with like the length of all the wires, so everything kind of flows when you start to plug it in, and it honestly just looks amazing. I do have to get some clamps for this so I can actually bolt it to the head nicely, but what do you guys think? Not too shabby, huh? I love it. The engine harness is complete. That's it. Everything's plugged in and ready to go. So the last thing we have to deal with is the wiring on the chassis. And I'm actually going to hold off on that for now because I'm going to try to do all the chassis wiring and the ECU wiring all together later on. But realistically, there's not much we have to hook up to make this engine run, and you guys are going to be really, really surprised by it. So this is the point where I'm going to save you guys some money and make your freaking day, because Wiring Specialties, of course, gave me a massive discount code to give to you guys. I really love when companies help pass on the discount to you guys. So all you have to do, go on wiringspecialties.com, links in description, pick out whatever you want. They have ECUs, they have all types of components, any type of swap harness you need, they probably have it. So check it out. Use the discount code JimmyO and save yourself massive. If you guys have been putting it off, now's the time, because the discount code only works for like, I think, a week and a half, maybe just a week. Don't push your luck. I know you're sitting there probably dreading the wiring part of your builds, and trust me, these guys make it way too easy for you, as you guys just saw. So check it out. JimmyO, discount code. There you go. All right, so we're gonna step away from wiring for a little bit and move on to a different system. Now, I know we're jumping around a lot with this car, and honestly, as parts show up, I put them on, and that's just because I'm trying to get this car together as fast as possible. So there's a lot to do. What just showed up is the last piece of the puzzle to complete the steering system. So we have the Honda steering column adapted to the 240SX rack. Boom, right there. Now we have to convert the rack to the knuckle. And you would think that's easy because it's technically a 240 to 240, but the big issue here is we extended the lower control arms, well, like 65 millimeters, which is a lot. So of course we just can't use a normal tie rod setup. This is what I pieced together. So starting with the inner tie rod, I'm using a Villains Drift tie rod. So what makes this different from like a stock 240 lower is not only is it longer and slightly beefier, but they actually machine the rack spacer into the tie rod. Now, if you guys don't know what a rack spacer is, essentially it is a little spacer like this that goes between your tie rod and your rack that allows the rack to actually go in slightly deeper so you have more angle. It's like an old school, simplest angle mod ever. Usually you take the spacer and you slip it on, and the big issue is you now have less threads going into your rack, which is kind of sketchy given that tie rods take a lot of abuse and you could pull threads on the rack and destroy a very expensive steering rack. Villains machines it so you have all the threads. Now, the only issue with this is they're set up to run with a 25 millimeter or 40 millimeter extended lower. Of course, we have another, you know, inch on top of that. So I found these tie rod extension pieces right here to extend the tie rod. Simple as that. These, funny enough, I found online for like a Mark IV Jetta. This is like when you stance out a Mark IV Jetta or something. I just think it's funny, but it works for this because it's the same thread pitch. So got them on here, and they're super freaking long. They're a little bit too long, so we have to cut the Villains inners with our S14 outers, and boom, that's tie rods. A dash of Loctite. Okay, that's a lot. A lot of Loctite. Nice. Put them tight. Boot them up. And then our new outer. Boom. And there you go. Shows you that even the easiest parts of this build had to go through some bit of trouble. And once again, this looks absolutely amazing. I love that. Not too shabby. Okay, this is a big moment. I know this might look stupid, but I'm gonna turn the wheels with the Civic steering column. Big moment. Really excited.
I'm glad you're excited. Amazing.
Why am I nervous?
I don't know.
All right. Oh,
look at Look at all the angle.
Holy.
Jeez.
Yo, I knew this was gonna have a lot of angle, but that's not.
My goodness.
Yo, that is not. I'm gonna have to make steering stops.
Good lord.
Dude. Okay, I thought it was gonna have a lot of angle, but not that much.
What were you planning on doing?
Dude.
Holy. Oh, you're leaking. You're leaking.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, because there's no hose on it, but.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dude, well, the steering feels super smooth, and it like feels super linear, which is like actually a really big relief. So we saw the angle with it before because, you know, the knuckles had no tie rod restraint on them. Now with the tie rod on, this is like our true angle, which is
It's like FD spec.
It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I love it. I think it just adds, like, even though like I'll never need this angle and it's useless, it just kind of adds to like the look of it.
It's so cool though.
Like, I can't wait to be that.
Should a Civic have that much angle?
No. I can make.
Is it cool? Yeah.
I can make some dope parking lot maneuvers in this thing.
No kidding.
Oh my god, I love this so much. This looks so freaking good. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Just imagine it going. It's nuts, dude. It's way more angle than I ever thought this car was gonna have.
It's so smooth. I can. Okay. Well, when something works out, I'll tell you what, it's a good freaking feeling. Now, what I realized is, if we bleed the brakes right now, I could technically put the wheels on the car for like good. At least till we have to adjust everything, but we could probably get them on in preparation for the first test drive. So let's
bleed the brakes.
Let's bleed the brakes, and hopefully everything goes great. I'm just kind of nervous. All right, so time to find out if the 240SX master cylinder actually works on the Civic booster. You're gonna see me really excited in a couple minutes, or pretty disappointed.
Pretty smooth. I don't see any bubbles. So far, so good.
Big fan of the vacuum bleeder. How'd I live without it? Oh, she's chugging now, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, she was. Yeah, it's coming out.
Alpha Beta Chi vacuum bleeder.
What the hell does that mean?
It's what sororities do when they chug out of the keg.
That was the weirdest joke ever.
Well, I'm a weird person. I don't know what to tell you.
What the fuck?
Ooh, that feels nice. The seating is a little weird, but
okay.
brake feels good.
There we go. I'll do another pass all around, but I don't see any leaks. Brakes feels tough. RJ just hurt himself, surprise, surprise. But I think this might actually work. Obviously, we don't know until it's like under vacuum on the booster and the car is actually driving. But for now, I'm gonna say the 240 Master seems to be working. B's here just in time to drill a giant hole in the firewall.
Yeah, this is exciting.
You want to go from the inside?
Yeah.
It's always painful to drill holes in a firewall that you deleted like 7 holes on. It's all right.
Yeah, that's terrible. I believe that's where it's supposed to go, Jim.
Yeah, pull the trigger. Ooh, there we go. Good spot. My heart. I still have your cleanup cup from when we originally painted the bag.
It works. It works.
It's so good. This is straight gel now.
It's perfect. Yeah. Touch up those edges.
Love it. All right, so it's probably at this point that you guys are wondering why I just drilled a giant hole in my firewall. Well, it's because I am installing this piece. Now, this thing's pretty cool. So this is like a bulkhead power terminal, I guess you can call it, or I guess a power block in our situation. What we're gonna do here is it's gonna allow me to run a power wire from my battery straight to this end, and then this will be on the firewall so I could tap into this for constant power, which is awesome. So I can run a line from this to my starter and my alternator, and probably, you know, to my fans while I need power. And then behind the dash, or behind the firewall on this side, we could use this as a power block to then feed our switch panel and anything else that's in the interior. So this will be a source of constant power throughout the whole car, and it'll just sit cleanly on the firewall. And I think it's a dope touch, and I'm really, really pumped on this one piece. It's the little things, you know?
Yeah, man, that thing is sweet.
I think it's a really, really cool touch. And speaking of cool touch, Garrett over here, he's been reading the comments about the oil feed.
Yeah, people didn't like it, so we had to do something about it.
All right, well, okay. Garrett came with a suggestion. In my eyes, I was a picture running an oil line behind an engine, but he suggested trying to run it in front, and well, kind of works. So here you guys go. There it is. There's your fix. I gotta buy a couple P-clamps to hold it up there, but this is it. This is the new look. Oil feed is out of the way. You guys are probably commenting, thank God. Well, don't thank God. Thank Garrett. It does look a lot cleaner, but it just feels weird. I don't know. I've come really accustomed to it going over. I thought it was like a look, but hell, I guess not. At least I got this cool little thermal thing. All right, so I'm gonna take this. These dikes are so dead.
Dude, they're the worst. And they're name brand. They're freaking Mac.
Yeah, because you know how many brake lines I've cut with this thing? I can't have nice things. What else do I got?
What else do I got? Your needle nose is sharper than your pair of dikes. That's pretty sad.
Don't at me.
Boom.
Put some ends on it.
Look at that. Oh, fancy.
Ooh, make it look a little pretty.
Fresh.
And there you go.
Are we in place?
Not too bad. So this will connect. Then this will go from the starter to our new terminal.
Look at that.
Boom.
Very nice.
All we need is one more of those to go to the alternator, and that is our power harness for the engine bay.
Sweet.
So the alternator cable doesn't have to be as thick, and I don't have any wire laying around, so we're gonna recycle this old BMW charge harness. Wait for the glow up, RJ. Wait for the glow up.
Wait.
Boom, check it out. Not bad, right?
Fresh again.
Little recycle.
Look at that.
Be careful who you called ugly in high school, you know? Eh? Love it. So now, all we have to do, hook it on our terminal, and then toss it on our alternator. That's it. That is all the power you need on your engine.
As easy as 1, 2, 3, guys.
Look at that. Love that.
Gorgeous.
One zip tie, and there you go. It's beautiful. Love that. Super clean.
You would never know. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
And then when I feel like running a battery cable inside the interior, we'll be good to go. Screw it, we'll just run it right now. So take this, love it, right on the firewall. Boom. Tie that up later. That. Like something was supposed to be there, right?
Yeah.
What is this, a BMW? And Bri, what's the secret trick to battery cable?
Always hook the black one to the red one.
No, like, you buy welding cable. It's like the cheat code. It's like really flimsy.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
I think I bought a 25-foot section for like maybe $40.
Yeah, I love that. So we'll do this, and then we'll worry about all of that when my terminal and breaker comes in tomorrow. Sick. Vinyl looks great, B. Looks like you orange peeled the paint a little bit.
Dude, I'm pissed. This paint was a freaking mirrored finish.
It was. I'll make a little note that says, trust, paint looks sick under vinyl.
I freaking wet sanded and buffed that thing to perfection.
Yeah.
But the vinyl makes it look like I had a weak bitch of a paint gun. What the hell? Ooh, what are you doing?
Dude, I can get the wheels on today, and they can stay on until we test drive it. So I'm excited.
I want to see some. I want to see some of that front end lock with some rubber on there.
There's some rubber on there, dude. It's pretty crazy, but I'm so pumped that these can actually go on. And the drive shaft comes in on Friday. That's all I'm saying. As long as all the fuel stuff comes in, we're almost ready to party. Well, that is an awesome sight, dude. I need side skirts on this thing again ASAP. It's so ugly without them. What do you think, B? Pretty crazy, right?
Sick. I mean, I've seen it all already because we've done this all before, but with perfect paint, it was
way better. Hold on, I forgot. Look at this. The track width on this thing, I forgot how ridiculous it is. This is like, we've seen this before, but this is not even the same image. This is ridiculous.
it looks totally different with like beautiful new paint and rotors.
Yo, this thing looks way too high end. Like, this car looks expensive. Wow, this thing is absolutely beautiful. The Civic headlights have been out. We need to put them in so it actually looks like a Civic, because I feel like without the headlights, then you can't really tell what the hell it is. The old ones are gross, so I'm not even gonna put them on. I ordered new ones. They should show up any day now, and once they go in, that's gonna be the photo. That's gonna be it.
Dude, the headlights and the fenders on this thing.
It looks way cool without fenders.
I know, but still.
I know, you can't do that.
This is exciting.
We need to make a gangster bash bar for this thing.
It needs front and rear bash bars.
Oh, that's just way too freaking cool. It just keeps getting cooler and cooler, dude. This is something else. Did you just notice, Josh?
I completely just found out that he put a wiring harness in it today.
I love it. It's so nice and clean.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, grinded again today. Got a bunch done. I'm super excited. I'm exhausted, but it's really awesome to see with the wheels on, looking. I feel like I keep saying the same thing, that it looks freaking amazing, but I deserve to say that because I just keep getting blown away by this build. So
You put in a ton of work this week. I mean, you're not proving us wrong by building it quick. So good job on that.
thank you.
Damn it.
It's a look. It's a real look.
You know, there's something to be said, I guess, like for proper planning, right? Because look how fast you did this, and look at what it looks like. You would think that this took ages to assemble and like really think about exactly what and how you're gonna do every single thing and make sure it's the right color and coating. I mean, it looks so dialed, and you just assembled it in how many days? Like,
there you guys go. And of course, I'm reminding you guys now, quit procrastinating. Order that harness you need, order the electrical stuff that you need, order the ECU you need, wiringspecialties.com, discount code JimmyO, save yourself some money, because I know it's crazy right now, but soon enough, we'll be back on the streets at drift events, at car shows, and your car is still going to be on jack stands.
no, we all know everyone's working hard on their builds right now. You got the excuse.
You got the excuse. Now go save some money. So, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and
Have a great day.
peace.